First of all, from David Ornstein, he says Champions League football is not a deal breaker for Eriksen. He will give serious consideration to Manchester United's offer, which obviously apparently they're confirmed now to have made an offer. However, Ed Aarons of The Guardian has come back, and he says that Man United and Tottenham are both believed to have held talks over a potential move for Christian Eriksen this week, with Spurs tipped to snap up the player who has 51 goals in 226 appearances for Spurs. So The Guardian says that there have been talks to Spurs as well, and he believes that Spurs are the ones tipped to sign him. Do you think in a straight shootout between United and Spurs it's a clear choice for Eriksen, or do you think it's one he will have to mull over quite a bit?
I think it's heart and head, isn't it? If it's head and it's financial, as we've heard, it may be 350 grand a week at United, and that is huge money, considering he might not play every single week, or who knows how that wage is structured. But if he's thinking with this heart, I can go back to London, I can walk back into a team and a club I know and love, played for, they got Antonio Conte, won a championship with, and I've got Champions League football, then it's a no-brainer, isn't it?
Yeah, I completely agree. One sec. I think he'd be a phenomenal signing for us. I think he's exactly the kind of creative passer that we need in the midfield, which we don't have. I think it comes into a brand new, a different Tottenham to the one he left. And I just really want him through the door. I think it would be a great story as well. The fact that he's gone through everything he's gone through, and then he comes back home to Spurs, where he's loved. And you saw the reception he got when he was at Brentford and we played them. He got an unbelievable reception. It was as if he was our player, the way we were chanting about him. And I think he is such. I think the talent. I mean, people forget. People will just look back on his last year and say, "Oh, he didn't play very well for his last year." And people got to remember, first of all, Spurs were pretty bad in general for our last year, not just him. And second of all, how good was he when he was at his best? One of the best in the league, one of the best creative midfielders in the league. And what I'm seeing at Brentford is him returning to that kind of form, and that can't be ignored. And if he's on top of his game, there are few better players in European football at being a creative midfielder than Christian Eriksen. And the fact we don't have one as well, the fact that he's 30 years of age, he's got a few years left in him as well. He wants to play Champions League football. He's coming back to a manager he's played under before at Inter Milan. I think it just makes so much sense for him to come back.
It does. I mean, in his last season, that's where I was very, very frustrated with him and annoyed with him. And I actually started calling him Where's Wally, because in all the big games he went missing. So that's why I started calling him. But what we've got to remember, we haven't really spoken about this as well. We kept talking about, if he comes back, about his relationship with Son and Kane, and his potential with Decky. You've also got to remember how pivotal it was for him having Rose and Walker running down the touchlines, and now to have Perisic with him will be another asset that he can use as well going forward. He can spray the ball out wide. On his day, he's sensational. On his day, like I remember the last season at the Lane, he was incredible, and he used to have a 2-3 month period where he was just untouchable during the season, like 2-3 months straight. He was absolutely on top of his game. And obviously with his new lease of life that he's getting after the tragedy that he suffered in the Euros, this is just win-win. With Basuma getting through the door, this is the final piece of the midfield jigsaw for me, and a must sign.
Yeah, absolutely must sign. I think would be stupid not to like do everything we can to get him through the door, because I can't think of a player we can sign on a free transfer, especially, who we're going to be able to get for that quality. Without and imagine a free transfer. I think even if it is 300 grand a week, I know wages are obviously all that kind of stuff. They're talked about within the club, and the players can get distracted by them. But you think about it, a player of Eriksen's quality is what, 40, 50, 60 million pounds of a player. So to get him on a free transfer, it's almost worth it to pay the 300 grand a week.
Yeah, I can't see us paying him 300. I know what you're saying. I can't see us paying him 300 grand a week for him at all. I can see him being on par with Kane. Easily see him being on par with Kane. I just don't think we stretch that much further. But yeah, for a free, like we said, there's no settling in period, because he'll know the club better than most people that are still there. And he will just be a great addition, and it'll be very exciting because I think if he can come back and show what he did at Brentford, or those 2-3 months where he was on his game as an ex-Spurs player or former Spurs player, and keep that consistently, then we will have a better Eriksen than left us.
Yeah. I agree. And Brandon Troller with the super chat says, do we think we still need a fifth centre mid? Winksy, outsy, pouncy. But could a McKennie or Eriksen still be on the cards? And I think, yes, Eriksen's definitely on the cards. I think, especially as well, the fact that we've got now 4 very solid centre midfielders who cover all the dog work and all the defensive work and everything like that. Now we need a different profile midfielder to come in, and I think Eriksen's the perfect guy for that. And again, a bit like Basuma, he also gives us a bit more tactical flexibility as well. I actually think he can play in the front 3 as much as he can play in a midfield 3. I think when we're playing against low blocks, he's the perfect person to unlock the. He's the perfect key to unlock the lock, and I think. He'd just be an excellent signing, so I really want him through the door. Sounds like we're seriously interested in him as well.
Yep.
Next story, there's just a story now breaking from Miguel Delaney of The Independent, and he is claiming that Tottenham and Man United are now both in a race to sign Antony from Ajax, the right winger. So obviously, we know how Paratici works with multiple fingers in a lot of pies before picking
ridiculous.
one. Sounds like Antony could be one of the players that Tottenham are interested now. Miguel Delaney claiming that Spurs are going to rival Antony for the signature of... are going to rival Man United for the signature of Antony. Obviously, he's had a brilliant season this season at Ajax. He's, I think, 20... how old is he now? I think, 21? Or Antony, or 24? One sec. Get that up. 22 years of age. He's had a bit of a breakout season this season for Ajax. He's a Brazilian right winger, scored 8 goals and 3 assists this season, and the season before got 9 goals. So definitely one who's improving year on year. He's got supreme quality in terms of dribbling ability and speed. How much he'll cost, I'm not 100% sure. There are rumours about 50 million, or maybe it's something that Bergwijn could be used in to sweeten the deal.
Yep.
But we clearly want a right winger with the rumours of Rafinha as well. We definitely want a winger with the rumours of Rafinha.
We're going crazy. We have a 20.
Charlison. Obviously, we know we're in for a forward, and apparently Antony is the latest in a long line of players that we're linked with.
So by the end of this summer, we're going to have a 386-man squad with the rumours we've been linked with. But I'll tell you one thing, Danny, as in Danny Kiriakou, waxes lyrical about this guy. Now, obviously, he watches Ajax a lot. His girlfriend's from Amsterdam, and Ajax is their #1 team. He cannot stop speaking about the quality of this guy and what he could bring to the club. But I've got a little theory with this, and it's. Can you remember back in the day? I'm going way back in the day now, where we signed Wilson Palacios? And you're going to wonder, why the hell are you talking Palacios?
Why are you talking Palacios?
Well, here we go. This is when Craig Bellamy was at West Ham and going to Man City, and we wanted Palacios, and so did Man City, and we wanted Bellamy. And a deal came up that they said, listen, we want Bellamy more than you want Bellamy, and Tottenham want Palacios more than City did. So they both went, OK, we'll drop out of that race, you both get your players. I've got a funny feeling that we're going in for Man U play, like we do with Pau Torres to try and play games with Bastoni. I've got a feeling this Antony is trying to detract United from Eriksen. I've got a funny feeling. Listen, as much as I'd love Antony, and I thought this was absolutely not a chance until you mentioned Bergwijn. I just think we have got to calm down a little bit. Yes, it's wonderful, all these transfer rumours and everything coming out, but we've got 150, let's say, Champions League money and players in and out. We haven't become Roman Abramovich or Manchester City all of a sudden, where we could just start dropping money like this. As much as I'd love to see it, it's what I wanted to see. I just can't see us getting maybe a Martinez, maybe an Antony, maybe a Rafinha, maybe a Richarlison. Maybe I just can't. They're not all going to come off.
Of course not, not all of them, but one of them.
Yeah, I just don't think Antony will be the one. As much as I would love him, if, like we were saying, do you remember we were saying if we got Spence, if we got a more experienced and more ready fit player, this would be the dream. These Spence and Antony, but I just can't.
Well, he wouldn't be wing back, would he, Antony?
That's a good point.
He'll be a winger.
That's good
But
stuff.
obviously we have Kulu there in his position as
There you
well,
go.
and also he probably would rather play for Ten Hag, I would assume, than Spurs.
You've got that as well, but apparently, Man, you do really want him.
And obviously under his old manager, you have to think they're more likely to they have some leverage there. But still, interesting to see the potential that Spurs could be in for Antony, according to Miguel Delaney, which is a very, very interesting potential deal.